Hello and welcome to Model Kit Beginner. Hope you guys doing all right. I'm certainly doing well. Haven't been around for a little while, but that sometimes happens, you know. Real life just takes over and you are just not able to do these little hobby things, which is this obviously is. Right guys, we have a look at the BMW 320 Gr.5. It's from the fine folks over at Italeri. Not the most intricate kit by any means, but it is the only kit of this particular model, and so we will have a look at it because that's the reason why I bought it. But before we pop down on the bench and look into the box, let's have a quick look at the history. See you there. So here we are with the BMW 320 Gr.5, and looking at the history, well, I'm telling you what, this particular kit which we are looking at today is a Reebok from 2025, but the original comes from 1977 from SE. And SE had quite a few iterations right up to the mid-80s, right over here, but everybody had to go. Revell and SE had to go together, then SE and Gr.5 had to go together, then Ertl had one out, then SE Ertl put it together, then Gunzi Sangyo, they were in there, then Revell obviously had to go in there, and then finally Italeri. And they even had one, the latest one, which came out in 2023, has this little label on there, otherwise it looks very, very similar. And a hobby search button here at the bottom. Then the first model looked like this. That was the first one which came out, and that was the SE model. Very, very nice indeed. So as you can see, that this kit has been chucked around since 1977. So curb your expectations down to that point. So let's go down to the bench and see what's in the box. And here we are with the BMW 320 Gr.5 from Italeri. The 3626 is the model kit number. Let's have a look around the box. There you can see the decal scheme on the side very nicely. You can see the decal sheet. There's nothing interesting on this side, very little interesting on this side either. Doesn't tell us how many parts, I can tell you now already. It won't be many. Right, and here we are. We have wheels. We have the body. See what we are after. We have transparent parts. We have plastic. We have tires. We have decals, and we obviously have an instruction sheet. Right, now let's jump in with the instruction sheet straight away. Gives you a little bit an idea about the Gr.5 BMW, though that was Gr.5 stands for, it's Gr.5 racing car. Then we have here we have all the plastic pieces which are in there, which you can check, and as you can see, not a huge amount. And then 1, 2, 3 sprues and a couple of loose parts, 4 sprues, sorry. Then the engine goes together first, and turbos, etc. get attached to it. Drive shaft, I think that it is what it is down there. Then we have, here we have suspension. Rather simplified. Rear suspension, also rather simplified with the gearbox at the back for weight distribution. And yeah, we didn't have that with the engine, did we? No. Then we have tank we have the dashboard, which has an extra inset, so we'll have a look at that once we see that in the plastic. Steering wheel, roll bar right over there, the roll bar construction, not too complicated, appears to be two parts. We have part of the interior, which you can detail before you put it in. That's actually very nice. We have the racing seat, then with decal safety belts. Obviously you can use your own ones, that is not a problem. We have then everything comes together right over here. We have air intakes right over there. Some other parts which I'm not too sure what they're about. Here we go, it flips open like that. Then the transparent parts comes in, the huge wing obviously comes in, the front part, very BMW. Then we are at 9, where all the final parts come together, including the wheels, and then the body onto the chassis. And here you would then have them fruit of the loom decals, which obviously this particular car was sponsored by. Those men's underwear, that is sponsored by. And that's actually very nice, gives you a pretty good idea what your car should be looking like in the end. Right, that is that. Now, while we are looking at paper, let's have a look at the decals. Let's go a little bit closer here. Here you go. All the fruit of the loom decals. Lots of white decals on here. There are decals for the dashboard. Always welcome. Always love decals for the dashboard. And some sponsor decals here as well, apart from fruit of the loom. And that is what is, as far as the decals is concerned, is on here. 2022 kit, so I would assume the decals are decent. Right, then let's have a look at the tires. Here we go. They do look like they need a little bit of cleaning up, but they are branded. Goodyear tires, here you go. Goodyear branding on there. On one side, so you have to make sure you put them on the correct way. And they are obviously slicks. Very, very cool. Smaller tires for the front, bigger tires for the rear. Then we have the transparent parts. It's a one-piece affair. Here we have the rear lights right over here. And obviously you have to paint those yourself, so that's not an issue. We'll do those right over here. These are the rear lights, and then the windows are an all-in-one affair. Don't see any front lights. Interesting. And here we have the wheels. Let's take those out of the plastic and have a closer look. Here you go. They're actually not bad. They're see-through as well. Look nice and detailed. Bit of weathering and they will come out very nicely. And then obviously the kidney-shaped front part of the BMW. This is as far as the metal-plated parts are concerned, is what you get in this particular box. Then we have plastic parts all in one bag. Right, let's put them all to one side. We have blue parts here, which is the bonnet and the wing construction and the rear part construction right over here. The very distinctive BMW rear, and an extra part right over here, which I'm not too sure now out of the blue where this one goes. So that's what we have here. Then we have all the engine parts, which are kind of in a grey silver sprue you'll find them over here. So this is the BMW engine, the extra gearbox, the intakes right over here. Then yeah, these are not see-through intakes for the brakes, brake cooling part, suspension parts are in here as well. Looks a little bit rough, the detail a bit soft, so you can go to town here and make it a little better. Then we have a big black sprue which has the bottom plate, the front part right over here. We have the racing seats, which actually is kind of textured. We have the right over here, we have the dashboard, and then the instrument panel inset is right over here. These are the door panels, obviously on a racing car, not very intricate, and then this part at the back, which we thought might possibly be the tank construction, and then racing steering wheel, and these two parts make the roll bar right over here. Pretty cool. And here have the drive shaft. And then last, but certainly not least, the reason why we bought this thing in the first place is the body. Here we are. Let's have a close look at it. It's a little bit darker blue than you see it in the camera. My lights wash it out a little bit. It has a couple of points where it certainly needs some tender loving care. Looks like there was something in here to make sure it doesn't collapse, but it's not in here at all. I didn't see there's a loose part in there either. We have here a stabilizer as well, so whatever it was, it worked out very fine. A-pillars are not too thin, looks all very stable. It needs quite a bit of tender loving care, quite a few seams, so there will be some cleaning up to do, that's for sure. You'll see them here, you'll see them here, right over here. Here is a finicky part to clean up. So yeah, there are some finicky items which you need to clean up and have a very close look at if you want to make it a clean model, and obviously that's what we want to do. And it has ejector pin marks on the roof if you care to clean those out. And yeah, but otherwise it looks beautiful. The body is beautiful. The proportions look right. Sometimes, you know, you get those where the proportions just do not look right, but on this one the proportions look right to me, and we'll be looking forward building that in the future. Right, and that is the everything which is in there. As I told you, it won't be a huge amount, and it isn't, but it is a wonderful car, and you can go to town. Details, bit on the soft side, so you can obviously add and scratch build to your heart's content. Right, I'll see you for my final thoughts upstairs. And here we are, back upstairs with the BMW 320 Gr.5 car, and we had a look at it. As you can see, there are not a huge amount of parts in the box, but the parts which are there look alright. Not too bad for a 1977 kit. We have to keep that obviously in mind. And details, bit on the weak side. You will, depending what kind of a nerd you are, you might want to go a little bit heftier on the details in the scratch build department. Maybe add some stuff there which would be applicable to the BMW, and add that to that. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that and you just want to build a very nice simple kit, paint it nicely, use the decals which look in very good condition, then obviously you can do that as well. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I certainly did. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the ding-a-ling button. And once you have done that, I'll see you at the next one. Thanks very much for popping in, and greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.